Herzlich willkommen aus Schottland, Mark Barilli. Hauptfeld auf der European Tour qualifizieren können, ist inzwischen ein Mann aus den Top 100 als Nummer 97 der Weltrangliste. Die Rede ist vom Polish Champion. Herzlich willkommen, Christoph Ratajski.
Fourth game on here at the Happy Bet European Darts Open. We've seen a trio of 6-2 victories. Mark Walsh, James Richardson and John Henderson all safely through to the second round. Can the man who has dominated the Eastern European qualifiers for this European Tour in 2017, Christoph Ratajski, book his place in the second round again? Ratajski has qualified for every single one of these and looks to be storming through to the European Championship in Hasselt in Belgium towards the end of the year. But he's up against Mark Barilli, the Scotsman, always in long sleeves, always in black, like the milk tray man. But in terms of consistency of performance, it's not really the same as his consistency of outfit, because Mark Barilli can look absolutely spectacular on days, and other days not really hit those heights. I'm Dan Dawson. Joining me in commentary for this one is Chris the Sausage Murphy.
Thanks for that, Dan. Expecting this to be a banger. Mark
Ladies and
Barilli.
gentlemen, first leg is Mark to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, Mark Barilli beat Callum Lewis and Joe Mernon in qualifying, but outside those couple of wins, the only player he's beaten in the last couple of months
45.
is Paul Nicholson, and anybody can beat him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, as you said, Ratajski, 8 qualifiers entered, 8 qualifiers won. Bearing in mind that only one man progresses from said qualifiers. Just casts a spell over
100.
East Europe and books his place on the European Tour stage. And as you mentioned, Dan, well, it'll be hard work for him not to qualify for the European Championship. Currently sitting 18th on the European Tour Order of Merit. We expect to see him in Hasselt later this year, and that is why the kind of darts he has been throwing, and often he's won his first game. 3 times he's made it through to the second round. He's yet to beat a seeded player, but the caveat to that is twice he's met Peter Wright in round 2.
Well, the guy who knocked him out last time and he had match darts was Kim Viljonen, wasn't it? And Kim Viljonen went on to beat Peter Wright. It just shows that Christoph Ratajski's playing some fantastic darts. And that visit there, treble 20, treble 19, treble 18, that, in my book, is better than a 180. I love that visit.
55.
The horse, they call it in soft tip.
54.
Winning doubles are even better than that, though. 11 darter from Christoph Ratajski. What a start from a Polish champion.
Have you actually got a book about which are the best scores and finishes in darts? So
yeah, I've got a ranking.
A book signing somewhere this weekend.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you a copy for a discount.
40. $60.
The story so far today: Walsh, Richardson and Henderson through.
81.
And in your book, Dan, who would be favourite for this contest? I guess you'd have to go Ratajski, wouldn't you?
I'm hugely impressed with Ratajski. I think he's been absolutely superb on the European Tour. I know we've talked about him a lot because he keeps turning up and he keeps finding ways to win games. And even the ones he loses, he tends to put up a really good fight against some of the biggest
45.
names in the game. And Ratajski will be delighted that he's not
85.
up against a Van Gerwen or Peter Wright in the next round if he gets through this. Having said that, he's up against an informed Joe Cullen. I mean, any of these seeded players, it's always going to be a tough game. But he has really been, he's been pitted against Peter
98.
Wright so many times. But I think that Ratajski has been a revelation on the European Tour this year. The one thing I would say is I commentated on Mark Barilli last weekend. We were in Wigan, and yes, he beat Paul Nicholson, but the game I did was him and Robert
59.
Thornton, and he lost it 6-5 in a frenetically paced game, which was hugely high quality.
137.
And just like that, I mean, he runs to the board. He'll chuck his darts away so quickly. He was hitting pretty much everything he was going for. Thornton played fantastically to beat him. It was only a second round game.
94.
And Barilli won that and carried on playing in the manner that he was. He could have had a real run that day. Double six. There it is.
On the second leg, Mark Barilli.
1-1.
The leg is marked to throw first. Game on.
Here's a rapid thrower up there to rival the likes of Ricky Evans. He does take aim with his
85.
first start, but after that they just fired out so quickly.
And look at the way he moves around the... I mean, he just does not... He practically runs to the board and to the back of the state. There's no messing around with Mark Barilli. Oh, no messing around there. It's another three-treble visit for Krzysztof Ratajski.
And another one where all three darts were not in the same target. Two of them in the treble 20 this time, one down to the treble 19. Now, the other thing that we must mention is that this week saw the 4th anniversary of a European Tour 9-dart finish. And it would be unfair to say we haven't had a sniff of one since then, because in recent tournaments they've been very close. Will the curse ever be lifted?
No. Is the answer you're looking for? We are going to show you some of the best darts you will ever see on the European Tour. We have been doing this year, have been doing for the last 4 years. We're going to continue to do that for the rest of this year and next year, and who knows where this European Tour will go as it grows and goes to new countries, Copenhagen and Denmark next year, of course. But if you're watching looking for a 9-darter, you ain't going to get one.
It would have been interesting if there had been a rolling jackpot on 9 darters, wouldn't it? They'd have £10 billion by now.
Yeah.
35.
There's the downside to Mark Barilli, throwing so quickly. First dart wasn't in the target area, second dart was closer, and the third dart way off. And it means that he's not down to a finish, so there's no real problems for Krzysztof Ratajski in not taking out the checkout. Leaves himself double 16. And, well, it is looking
95.
like it'll be 2-1 to the pole.
32.
I think he might have just started taking aim at the wrong double then, but realised before, shook his head.
Fourth leg is Krzysztof to throw first. Game on.
And landed the double, and Barilli was that fast to the hockey that time that he forgot that it was not his turn to throw. Kirk Bevans just putting him back in his place. But it's 3 breaks and a 2-1 lead.
54.
To Ratajski.
Yeah, we saw a succession of breaks of throw in the last game between Henderson and Campbell before Hendo put his foot down and pulled away from his Irish opponent. We're going to see something similar here because you look at the averages and Ratajski is absolutely dominating. 95, well, 92, there we go. Plays 76. Oh, and it's another one, my word. In 3 of the first 4 legs, Krzysztof Ratajski has had a big 3-treble visit.
69.
Still no 180s yet. Doesn't matter.
3 scores better than a 180. Did everything but actual amassed points. Is that it again?
136.
I quite like that because a lot of players would have stayed on 20s because a ton would have left 170 and leave to finish. He knows that Barilli is not going to leave a finish, so he's just trying to give himself the best chance of scoring as many points as possible. That's sensible from Krzysztof Ratajski.
Well, there does seem to be a huge gulf in class so far. He is only 1 leg in front, but looking to double that advantage with the next visit to the board.
100. Krzysztof Uruguay 76.
Treble 20 for double 8. 16 tops then.
56.
1 dart missed, but he will return. Having a look at double 10. But really, this is what he can do.
123. Krzysztof Uruguay
Bounding
20.
around the stage, Mark Barilli. Back in this leg, but for how much longer? Not very long at all, it turns out. 3-1 Ratajski.
To throw first. Game on.
Well, the pole has taken control. And now Barilli needing to up his
45.
game somewhat. It'd be interesting to get the take of Paul Nicholson later on if Barilli was a student at the Assets Dart School. Would he suggest he just perhaps slowed down a tad?
40.
Well, I mean, you could do, but then again, Mark Barilli has been around for a long old time. I'm not sure Mark Barilli is going to be
56.
changing a great deal about his time. I mean, he was Scottish Masters champion almost a decade ago now. Two-time winner of that tournament, actually. And if you talk to any of the guys who are based up in Scotland,
59.
Likes of Hendo, Jamie Bain, I was having a chat with last weekend, the just sheer number and
100.
quality of players up in that part of the world. Things like the Elgin Open, which is something that Mark Barilli's won. They say that the standard is terrifying. A lot of these guys, you know, they're up in the north of Scotland. They don't really want to commit to travelling all over and commit themselves to playing full-time darts. But even the guys who just do it as a bit of a hobby, there's some serious darts played up there.
Yeah, and often when you take away a certain part that seems to be a flaw in someone's game, it can actually take away the best part of the game as well. A bit like the footballer who gets sent off once every 7 games, but you tell him to be less aggressive and he's ineffective.
Yeah. You know, you don't want to lose that bit of his game, do you? That old argument.
45.
Probably do want to lose those 45s from Mark Barilli's game.
He's in danger of losing this leg and increasing danger of losing this match.
88.
Absolutely top quality side-eye work from Christoph Ratajski there as he just checks the score, does the maths and ends up leaving himself tops.
99.
Again, Barilli manages to drag himself back into this leg, but it might not be for very long.
Game shot in the fifth leg.
Double 10 once again does the job for Christoph Ratajski. It's 4-1 with another break of throw. And after 3 6-2 wins today, Christoph Ratajski looks to be continuing the trend of a pretty authoritative display.
$121.
Yeah, going through the fixtures this afternoon at a kind of Mark Barilli-like pace. Could be in for an early lunch.
$140.
Chris Murphy betraying his priorities there.
60.
Man's got to eat. It's quite a big priority in life, to be fair. I think it's darts, eat, sleep, repeat, or something
60.
like that.
Something along those lines. You put it on a t-shirt.
I'm wearing the t-shirt.
81.
Just the 81, Mark Barilli. The start and the middle part of legs, the scoring just has not been there. Barilli is not even averaging 80 at the minute, and against a man averaging in the mid-90s, as you expect now from Christoph Ratajski. That's what he's been doing on the European Tour right the way through this year. Again, he's left double top, 12 darts thrown.
85. Christoph, you require 40.
And Ratajski is absolutely bossing this game.
Game shot
And there it is, double 10 once again. That's the third leg running that Christoph Ratajski has hit double 10. 5-1, and Barilli on the brink.
Yeah, certainly gathering fans and admirers. Christoph Ratajski through his performances on the European Tour this year. I think the term that you used earlier on, Dan, is pretty much the correct description, a revelation. Be a nice nickname, wouldn't it? A bit of alliteration in there. The Revelation Ratajski.
100.
Goes for the Polish champion, which is accurate.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much a Ron Seal nickname. Oh, what are you? I'm champion in Poland. All right.
140.
But Barilli's still in this leg.
81.
But there's always a loose dart at the wrong time, isn't there?
Well, I mean, that first dart looked absolutely perfect, didn't it? The next one was a good inch away, and the next one didn't stay straight.
94.
Ratajski, almost the polar opposite, Polish opposite, is constantly,
95.
every dart seems to get the same amount of care and attention, Christoph Ratajski, and it's paying dividends for him.
Can he finish with a flourish and a fanfare? Not quite. There's a shot
83.
for the showboaters in front of the Scotsman right now.
65. Christoph, you require 84.
84 then for the biggest win of the day so far. Double 12. Fantastic work. Christoph Ratajski celebrates,
Ratajski.
bouncing back from a first-round exit. Last time out on the Euro Tour to Kim Viljonen. Ratajski is through to round 2 and will take on Joe Cullen. And once again, Ratajski has put in a very solid mid-90s average. He hits 60% of his doubles, and Joe Cullen is not going to have it easy against this man, who keeps qualifying for these tournaments and keeps impressing. Ratajski through. We've got 4 players in the second round from today's matches. Coming up, it's the first host nation qualifier in action, Stefan Sietmann against Jermaine Watamina, the machine gun.
You feel comfortable on stage, is that right?
Yes, I feel comfortable now. I had very good doubles. It was very quick. It was very good for me. Yeah, score was okay.
What is possible in the next couple of months? What is your goal? What's your plan for the future?
A plan for the future. Of course, it's a European Championship, yeah, and still in this ranking European. And I hope I will still in this ranking and I will play in European Championship.
It's good to see you again here. Thank you very much. Christoph Ratajski. Der hat sich zum Ziel gesetzt, bei dem European Darts Championship mit dabei zu sein. Und wenn der, glaube ich, so weitermacht, werden wir ihn dort auch erleben. Er wird irgendwie immer besser, ist ja einer, der gerade im E-Darts auch